another barrister wouldn't do interview. It's basically seemed to be involved in legal cases with his artwork. I've got a guy. I know a guy in London who's managed to sell a street piece of Banksy's for over 9,000 quid. Now, if Banksy doesn't like that happening, and so if he, but as we said as well earlier, his Banksy situation, he must be fairly awkward and uncomfortable at times because he's got this whole organisation based on a criminal act.
I genuinely, I'm not too incredibly fussed about producing his artwork, to an extent, as long as it's for promotional material. I've got no issues with that. What I've got issues with, it's not Banksy, it's printing something that can be passed off as money.
Well, Banksy is responsible for the origination of this artwork, isn't he? And he at times, he at that point, obviously, he might argue, well, I was just in a, it was just my creative idea that day that I wanted to muck around with a £10 note. Then, as we know, we don't know how many were printed when he did them. We know there's pictures of them stuck to the cash point piece in Mount Pleasant, showing an amount. There was the one sent to me, and there were others distributed, and there's a number of uncut sheets of them going around. But arguably, there possibly aren't that many of them, and that's when you're in the art world. That's why an uncut sheet of those by Banksy, it seems to be worth 4,000 to 5,000 quid at the moment because there aren't loads of them. So had we come to the end of the run today and 4,000 of these had left this building, that may well have been considerably more than Banksy ever printed. He may have only printed 500, mightn't he?
Oh, it's a dreadful thing. Somebody just try. Oh my God. Yeah. We're all right.
You're not fine.
No, as I said, you genuinely can't put that film out.
Don't worry, I'm not going to.
I'm going to just go and get the marbles cut down. There's the inside of it.
I've got the camera. Most of that conversation. Yeah, of course. You have to.
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't know, it does add to the story, doesn't it?
We try to do it, and it is no.
And the thing is, from the creative point of view, but also I don't think, we're not too compromised that let's just basically, these ones are just replaced with those, are we?
I mean, if we did one side of them. I mean, I think
they're very similar.
As that, I'm happy. Both sides, But you can see. I looked at it and I thought, Jesus.
Are they double-sided?
Nightclub, scrump it up a bit. No, these aren't double-sided, they're single-sided. Nightclub, scrump it up a bit, chuck it across the counter. Sold without thinking, in the till, gives you the change. Boom. Where were these printed? Blah 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 blah. You'd be shot as well as me. Livelihood of 40 people to consider. That's the only thing.
No, well, and my reputation as well. Where everyone's got a reputation to hold on to.
Sorry, I mean it's
I can't. We're not forcing the situation here, because I need, as I say, I need the promotional items and stuff like that, and that's a fair compromise.
They'll be good enough to use as promotional items, and I'm probably breaking the law by bloody. No, I think that I'd be happy with.
I mean, if it's any peace of mind to you, the interview that I did with the barrister, you can have a copy of the whole interview so that you can sit and watch it and pull out from it, what I was attempting to understand from this situation. Just as peace of mind.
No. I mean, whether you're approaching it from the artist's point of view is I've got to approach it from a production point of view, and from a production point of view, that is pushing it, but it's obviously not going to be, obviously cannot be, mistaken for money. Even though they could write to me and say, you ever produce something like that again, we will fuck you up because it's too close, it's square, it's exactly the same size, and all the other bits and pieces. That is obviously not going to be passed off as money. Something like that, even if it had a note on the back saying this is the amazing piece of artwork by Banksy, and this is an incredible piece of artwork, this is not legal tender, even that, that I would get.
Yeah, well, as we know, when the Bank of England show copies of notes in banks and stuff, they have specimens over them, don't they?
I mean, thinking about it, you could have put diagonally that in the same typeface as specimen in red over them. That would have been quite a nice way to do the artwork as well.
Yeah. Well, that can be enough. I can try that, Because as obviously from my point of view, as I'm hoping, as the momentum builds with this film, then it's as I say, obviously part of the reason I'm back here is because the printing that you did on my business cards is lovely, great, and so why won't I come back here to have some more promotional material done for Dr. Banksy?
As I said, I mean, part of me is kind of I like the anarchistic kind of art. I like that pushing the establishment limits and all the other bits and pieces. But I've got to square that off with running the business.
Oh no.
I've got to square that off with there's being cheeky, and then there's doing stuff which is just plain white stupid. And as much as you get carried away in the spirit of it all, and that'd be a giggle, that'd be fun. Those things that often that you put least amount of thought into are the things that come back and bite you the biggest.
I mean, we've been leading up to this for quite a long time, haven't we, Nick? We've not, the decisions about this print run weren't being made last week, and obviously my family members and a lot of my close friends are obviously very aware of what I've been up to with this project. So it's not, we've not just come down here on a whim, kind of going, let's have a bit of a fucking laugh on, this Thursday. It's been a serious, it's a serious build to kind of, I've got this 5-minute cut of the film that seems to have got a bit of momentum. This is a whole interesting publicity idea because it, I don't want to sound too pretentious. It obviously references a bit, what the KLF got up to in the early 90s when they burnt £1 million. Because £1 million is still quite a significant amount of money. Isn't
it's
it?
one of those targets. But as I said, from my point of view, when even if you were like on the film, even if you were to cut and do a piece like, we started the print run like this, and then the printer realised, and then we stopped. No, we can't even do that.
No, don't worry.
No, because even if it hints that it ever got to the stage where it was on press, then that's kind of evidence that there's sheets about that could potentially have been printed. And even the fact that there's sheets about evidence on video cameras, they could come in here, they could tear this place to pieces. They would, if they wanted to make it, and if they wanted to make a deal out of it, and to be perfectly honest, they would. They really would. And I print for the government. That's my biggest contract with the government. I don't print for the government. I don't survive. So, but anyway, as long as you're happy with that, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, which is
that I can get away with. I might get my knuckles wrapped. But no, that I couldn't. That I couldn't. I'm just going to make sure that they're shredded, and then I'll get the weight.
Is it the volume that's concerning you most?
No.
Just the.
We've committed. We've already.
Because you've seen the Butte in Cambridge, scanned it and printed out, not under 100, but with didn't bat an eyelid.
That's their call.
Yeah.
That's their call.
I mean, another.
I genuinely would say that if you feel it's going to compromise it too much, I won't charge you a penny for the work, the time, and everything. I'll deal with shredding all of this bits and pieces, and you can approach some other people if you feel, No.
I'm very happy with these, and so these are going to serve as promotional items. And as we've already said, we're basically I'm not coming away from Alpha Print today with any of these clean versions, it would seem, and
But
and they're just being replaced. The volume of those is just being replaced with those.
What I'm saying to you is if you felt, because I don't want to push it, if you felt that you could find another printer to do that for you, and that was of more value to you to do than for me to carry on, I'm prepared to sort of say, okay, well look, let's call it a day, and you can shop around, see if you can get somebody else to do it. I don't want you to spend the money now and then get something you're not happy with.
No, I think we're happy. We're happy with these, aren't we? We're understanding the point about this. The Butte might just continue to run off small amounts of those like that. It's which is nothing to do with you. It's a colour copy run out, isn't it? They, as I say, I took the note into them at the end of last year and asked them to scan it and do some copies, and they did, and they gave me this uncut sheet, and they gave me a wad of cut ones, and the trimming was at times wasn't great, and that's what I sent you, wasn't it? And so that's that's just where we're at. Yeah. And as I've said to you,
I'm just overcautious and too. But no, I know I'm not. I'd sleep better on my birthday. I'd sleep better tonight.
Well, and I've, and if you after today and stuff like that, Alan's got my details. If you've got any further questions.
No. It's generally nothing to do with that.
I'm just talking about being open.
It's purely. That comes to the post, and you think, see if I can get away with that. Somebody just for a laugh.
But you've got
in a pub in London, bosh, and I know how we used to take money over when we run the clubs in London. Okay, you've got the scanners. You're supposed to do that every time, but you've got people screaming at you. As soon as that goes in the till. If it shines across the today and you're having a laugh, people will go, yeah, check it out.
I understand. Basically, the thing is, as we know, we're in a very official position here, aren't we? This is a reasonable sized printing company. As you say, you do contracts with the government and all that sort of stuff. So it's not, we're not in the scenario where,
we're going to remake the plates.
I've done it.
Oh, the plates remade. So that's going to have that on all of these sides.
He's making an overprint plate with Doco Banksy for that, and then a set with it. Because there is actually that one with it on.
Sorry? Yeah.
There is that side with Doco Banksy.
Oh, right, brilliant.
So, Pete's
Are you going to overprint it?
I'll overprint on this side.
Yeah.
And then another set of plates complete on the other side.
Right, okay, brilliant.
Unless you want me to do both sides and then just do an overprint both sides.
No.
We'll overprint this and then a complete separate.
At the stage, these aren't backed up. No. Okay, so overprint this side first, and then a complete side on the other side. Where's the waste sheets for that? The waste sheets.
They're under there.
Are those just going to be thrown away now then?
Sorry?
No,
with your hand.
Yeah, I'm going to shred those.
Yeah. Well, even though they've got nothing.
Even the colour ones.
Even though you've got nothing on the back there like that.
You're
going to throw them in the bin.
Well, no, I was going to, yeah. They only use them. To set
Throw money away now.
Oh Jesus! No, it's freaking me out every time I see that.
Don't worry.
I feel like I'm like an East End gangster now.
Don't worry.
As
sad as it
if you're going
sounds,
to throw these away, because my girlfriend was going to make a collage of all of this sort of stuff. So if you're going to throw them in the bin, then
I've had one or two silly sleepless nights thinking about this whole scenario.
Christ, it's bad enough I have to print exam papers. Do you know what I mean? I have to try to
print the answers as well.
Yeah. Well, we've obviously if you've got the questions ahead of the schedule, because that's got to be printed before the exam, and you have to have special bins, you have to count sheets in, count sheets out, you have to give people sign this, sign that.
just wait for Barry to come back to the place.
So when you say overprinting, it's basically you don't run the colour again. You'll just
print the black.
You'll just print the black. So
just
it's,
print
exactly. So it's going to just look
exactly
like
the same.
No, it's cool.
And then we'll overprint that side so that there's no double-sided ones in existence. And then we'll flip it over and we'll spin and we'll print on the back.
And as we've said very clearly, so it means when you get to the end of your day, you know that all you've released from here are Doco Banksy.
Well, there's nothing been backed up.
Yeah.
There's nothing been backed up.
Actually, when you see them on a bar, I look bloody real, don't they?
I just drop them on the floor at Shack.
Money spilling around.
It's like when I sold a car one day, and a guy rang me up on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. He said, "I'll be there with the money in a short while." He'd been to view it, turned up with £18,000 stuffed into 2 carrier bags, not even counted, just screwed up and stuffed into 2 carrier bags. Said that you counted there, it should all be there.
It's too, as we know,
On Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. No, at 10:30. He rang me up at 8 o'clock.
it's the thing with, as we know, the thing with cash, it's not safe, is it? Cash is not very safe, is it?
Oh,
You know,
no,
it's like you're
no.
talking about bags of money. If you're really unlucky and silly, you walk out into a windy bit of the road. Oh look, there's 18 grand just sailing down the street. You know, it's,
These are backed up, and as long as there's no backs, because I don't think the backs have been altered enough. As long as there's no backs, I mean, I don't mind you to take that down. I'll take the backs down. It's the backs it's them that's freaking me out.
Yeah.
Even though they're
Well, no, because if you've got an unclean front, if you've got a front and you've got a back, you can stick them together or something. It's just so that I know. So the fronts, you take the fronts away as flat sheets. These I'll take to shred.
yeah, we might go and get some lunch or something.
Might be an idea, because we've got to go for.
And it's all because I get health and safety as well. You don't spend hours in here, do you? Because it's quite chemical, isn't it?
No,
Is it all right?
No,
some people spend years in there.
the vegetable oil base stinks, and the only chemicals you can smell is alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So it's
Okay.
just alcohol and vegetable oil based things. So it's actually from that sort of point of view, printing is actually a very low grade activity, what they call low grade activity.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, these were waste sheets anyway. That's we always print overs, so you'll see there's 10% more there than you need.
Yeah.
So this is just to set things up. I'll go and get this blade chopped.
Can see in the bank.
No, it's not funny.
Yeah, no, it'd probably be a good idea doing it.